Look who the Alleghany Journal has found, comedian Adam Farrara. And he joins us, we assume, from Queens, New York. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. No, I was born in Queens, but now I'm in Greenwich Village from my little apartment talking to you, my friend. I'm looking forward to coming to your town Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Saturday at 7:30. And, you know, the crowd here is looking forward to hearing from a comedian, especially with your experience. So give us a little feel for, you know, you've been an actor, a comedian. Yeah. Which of the three best known characters did you enjoy most playing? Needles Nelson, right. Frank Verilli, or Tommy Manetti?
Well, they were all they all gave me different things. Needles was great on Rescue Me because I was one of the young chiefs after 9/11. Because what happened in the fire department is a lot of guys that weren't really maybe ready to be promoted had to be because they had to take the mantle of command. There was nobody left. So I actually got to channel a lot of my father because that was the biggest authority figure I ever knew. So I got to channel my father to play that, and my father had passed away, so it was kind of maybe subconsciously a little bit of healing went on there. But I got to channel him, so I love that guy. And Frank Verilli was a little challenging because it was more of an adult relationship because it was I was boyfriend and I moved in with Edie Falco's character on the show, and you had to be a lot more vulnerable than you did in the other in the Needles role. So there was a whole nother part of that I had to find out. And Tommy Manetti was the first detective I ever played on TV. Jerry, that was a lot of fun. I'm playing a detective on TV. I had a shoulder holster. It was so much fun. We were shooting here in New York. And that was just more comedy than the other two roles. The other roles were comedy and drama, but Tommy was a little bit more comedy. And my partner on the show was Lenny Clark, one of my dear friends, and we got to work together. So that was a lot of improv on the show. So that character gave me that. I'm just fortunate to be able to work as much as I have, Jerry.
Well, you know, of all jobs, what made you decide to be a comedian? Were you just always funny as a kid? Did your parents recognize you were funny?
Jerry, I know we just met, but I'm not qualified to do anything else. Let's be honest. I come from a mechanical family. My father could fix
You're a car enthusiast. You could have been a mechanic.
No, that's the thing. I love cars, and I would work on cars with my dad, and we quickly found out with my mechanical ability, Jerry, my job was to hold the light. That's what I had to do. And I never held it in the right place. He's like, I can't see. Move the light. I can't see. Pop, I don't think it's the light. I think it's the cigarette smoke filling your eye socket. I think that's why you can't see. But I never had that if-then go-to statement in my head where I could really do stuff. I knew how the car worked. I mean, I can change the oil. I can gap a spark plug with a matchbook. I can smack the solenoid to get the starter to crank over, but I can't pull ahead, Jerry. But I do love cars, and that's why. So when I was on Top Gear, I got the keys to the kingdom. I could drive anything I wanted, and I did. I did 188 in a Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. It was great.
Well, I remember going 150 in one of those, a 1983 Porsche one time. Yeah. I slowed down on 995 because I felt it lifting off the ground. So,
yeah, but, you know, around 140 miles an hour, a car starts getting light. You can feel it coming up.
Oh, well, you know, you have a serious side too. And we've heard that recently you've done some work with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, or at least working with a fund. Tell the public a little bit about that. I think you guys helped raise a ton of money for that.
I was just very fortunate to be part of the Barrett Jackson collector car auction. Carolyn and Craig Jackson invited me to come down, and Tunnels to Towers was one of the charity cars. It was a Dark Horse Mustang, and Ron Pratt, who donated the car for Tunnels to Towers, was auctioned off, and it went for $325,000. And then Ron called up and threw in another $100,000. So that's $425,000 raised for Tunnels to Towers to the charity. And I just happened to be there. I was hosting the online event, and I got to shake those guys' hands, and it was very, very moving. And then Friday, I'm going to be at the Rock, the training center here in Randall's Island in New York, for the Leary Firefighters Fund. So I'll be there with Dennis Leary. I believe Steve Gutenberg's going to be there, and everyone comes out. And we spend the day with the firefighters and some people that have graciously donated, and we go through all the training stuff. I get to rappel off a building. We get to use the jaws of life. I get to cut a car open. It was great.
You're going to jump off a building.
Yeah, or rappel down the building. I'm not jumping, Jerry. I'm not jumping. They get to rappel down. They're going to put me in a bucket and take me up. They do it every year because they know I got a height thing. So,
Adam, to me, that's jumping off a building. You could call it tethered or not, but
yeah.
Well, I grew up in basically in the 60s and 70s. And humor to me was Monty Python saying things like, well, my girlfriend smells a bit, but she has a heart of gold. So yeah, at Tulane in the 70s, we heard all kinds of characters. So I think the job you've chosen is just fantastic. And I guess all along the way, you've gotten to meet some really interesting characters, huh?
Yeah. I got to meet people that I've admired. I met a bunch of people that meant a great deal to me, and it's been a great ride. And I was so grateful when you guys reached out for me to come this Saturday to come see you. And we got a show. I believe the show's at 7:30 at the
7:30 at the Historic Masonic Theatre. And are you going to? I heard that you requested maybe to get a chance to meet some of the local firefighters.
Yeah, if any, I found out, I was talking to Teresa the other day. I want to invite the guys from the house. Please come down. More than happy to shake hands, take pictures, and thank you guys for your service. If I'm not mistaken, Jerry, it's a volunteer service, your volleys in your town?
Yeah, we've got like 11 different, you'd be surprised, Adam, around here, the number of fire companies. And I mean, these guys are really dedicated. They go through all kinds of training, then EMS training. And and there's a bunch of them, and they also do statewide competitions. So it is a big deal here. Lots of local service, no joke.
Yeah. And if I can make you guys laugh, take a little bit of stress away, shake your hands and say thank you, I would love to do that. So if you come down, more than happy to hang around and say hello to you guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing you, Jerry.
Yeah, well, we look forward to meeting you too, sir. 7:30 Historic Masonic Theatre. Adam Farrara, and we appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today. Looks like you've got an incredibly busy schedule.
It's always good. It's always good to chat. Looking forward to seeing you, Jerry. Be well, best to your family, and drive fast. All right.
See you soon.
Thanks.